It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Believe it. I missed everything.
Miss the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
Hey, don't pretend you're perfect. You're secretly judging people quietly like the rest of us. And we thought that would be something fun to talk about on a Monday morning. You're probably not proud of it, but when you see what, you instantly judge people. That's coming up in a couple seconds here in the podcast. Here we go.
We've got email.
So Sasha sent this email, and she's in a tough spot. She says, hey, Playhouse, I have an issue with my mother-in-law. She is not in the best health and keeps doing things to make herself more sick. So she has diabetes, eats sweets all day, every day. She has cirrhosis of the liver and still drinks. Her doctor has talked to her about amputation possibly in her future due to her diabetes. She has COPD. She still smokes. She averages about 2 to 3 long-term doctor visits a year, hospital visits. My husband is the only child of hers that lives in state. His other siblings live all over, so the responsibility falls on him. When she does go to the hospital, we have to handle the visits, the housework, runs to the pharmacy. I would never say this to my husband, but I feel like we should just let her deal with this on her own since she's doing this to herself. She's not doing anything to better her situation. We have 3 kids, jobs, life of our own. Am I terrible for even thinking this? How would you or your listeners handle this?
This is heavy.
This is heavy, and she doesn't have a husband to help her out. The responsibility falls on you two. I would be very upset if they just kept doing things to put themselves right back into that position.
Sometimes you're in that spiral and you can't get out. And listen, there are some people that I've known, and I'm not this old yet, but that are just like, if you're going to die, you're going to die. And the problem is you hear about it, right? Like young 33-year-old mother of 3 dies. A guy is 47. He's a CrossFit champion, just has a heart attack. I get that when it's your time, it's your time. But that's one thing. When the burden falls on someone else because you're not willing to take the steps to keep yourself from unburdening them, that I would get if I'm in that situation and I'm just like, you know what? I'm probably going to die pretty soon. I'm not going to, waste away in a nursing home. I'm going to live it my life. If it didn't affect anyone else, I don't have a problem with that. But obviously it's affecting this girl that emailed us and her entire family.
I have someone that I'm closely related to that is thinking they are on borrowed time. And so they're like, whatever, I'm going to live. YOLO is kind of how they do life.
But is it impacting
also,
your life?
It will.
Okay.
It will. And so...
the last thing you want people to remember you by is being selfish.
Yes. Yeah. And that is what she will be. Sasha is already having that disdain. And you don't want that feeling for your mother-in-law. You don't want that feeling for someone that you should just love and enjoy. And you sit there knowing that every day they're doing something that will then in turn impact your life.
I'm going to bet people are listening right now that have had this happen to them. How did you handle it? What was and maybe you didn't handle it the right way. And now you look back on it, hindsight's 20/20. You wish you'd have done it another way.
We've got email.
All right, I'm going to nutshell it for you, but this came in from Sasha, and she needs our help. She has an issue with her mother-in-law, and it seems like everything that her mother-in-law is dealing with, she doesn't care. So she has diabetes, eats all the sweets. She has COPD, still smokes. She has cirrhosis of the liver. She still drinks.
Jeez.
So this lands her in the hospital 2 or 3 times a year. And then it uproots their life, Sasha and her family's life, because her husband is this woman's only child that lives in state. All the other siblings are out of state, which it doesn't burden them, And then if he weren't going to step up, they'd have something to say.
Sure.
Like, you live right there. Why can't you help mom out?
On the flip side, I'm sure they wish they could help. But again, mom, eventually you start weighing that. Am I going to displace my family, my job, and everything like that because mom just won't watch her health?
So all the responsibility falls on them, the runs to the pharmacy, visits to the hospital, housework, all that stuff. And she's like, listen, we have 3 kids. We have jobs. And it's like she doesn't even care at all. She just does what she wants to do, and the chips will fall where they lie.
I think you said it best before, because people get in a mode of, I'm on borrowed time. I'm going to do it my way. But do you want to be a burden? Natasha, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. You got some advice here for Sasha?
Yes. Well, and it sounded when Kat read the letter, it sounded like my dad completely threw in and threw out every single thing that she listed. And I know it's a burden. It really is. It's a lot of work. But the last year of my father's life, he didn't want to talk to me. And so I didn't get to be there for him. And that I didn't realize when he left how much I would have given to do all that laundry for him, or, you know, to take care of him. You can tell these people with addiction issues to get better until they're blue in the face.
Yeah.
It's not easy. And I would just say, being that it's her only family, to not walk away from her, because to be alone when you go or when you're that sick is I can't imagine. And I also believe in karma, and I wouldn't want bad energy to come.
But what about good karma that Sasha should have on her side? All the times that she has taken care of this woman, and then she's there when the doctors say, okay, we're going to send you home. You're going to get discharged today. Don't go back to smoking. Don't drink because your liver is not doing well. And then you bring her home and she pours herself a scotch and lights up a smoke. That's really tough to watch. You almost get that level of disdain, I guess, for your loved one.
Oh, absolutely. Because I will, even now, like I just passed the anniversary of my father's death. And for a long time, I was really, really angry. Like, all he had to do was quit drinking and he would be here. So, yeah, good karma. Absolutely. And it's just, you only get one family. Yeah. And being that they're the only ones in state.
Yeah. And I know, I doubt Sasha is going to go the route where she's just going to ignore this woman. It doesn't seem like Sasha's character. I think she's just venting.
Yeah,
you know.
I agree with you though. Like, you're never going to get those moments back, so you have to just do the right thing here, right?
Right. That's what. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you chiming in. This is valuable, and we appreciate it. I hope you have a great day today.
All right, so this woman going viral for her testimony before the Minnesota House of Representatives, where she just wants grandparents' happy hour, the bill, to pass.
My friends and I love happy hour, just like many of you do, I am sure. Just because we are older and live in assisted living doesn't mean that we should have fewer freedoms than anyone else. Allowing our facility to coordinate this happy hour affords us and our families the peace of mind that we can enjoy life, but not be out slipping on the ice to stop and get our box of wine. This amendment is simply putting into law what many people assume is already allowed. Happy hour at the place where we call home.
You can't do a happy hour at nursing homes right now? This has to get passed?
I guess. So they can't serve alcohol at these places because everyone's on medication. You don't know how it's going to mix. But isn't that, like, they are the most adult? But some of them, you know, their mind is going.
Children usually that can help out with this too. Like, mom can't have tequila because she's on heart medicine.
But they want to have, like, in group homes, they want to have in-person happy hour. Like, they want to be able to go out on the patio in their moves.
They can't do that now? Like,
no.
Let's say your mom was in a nursing home. You can't bring her a box of wine and tell her she can have a couple of glasses every day?
I don't know about bringing in alcohol as a family member. I don't know those rules, but I do know that they won't serve it.
That's stupid.
Like
they should have a bar at every one of these.
Neither one of my grandparents, 96, 97, are on medication. And to tell them they can't do their Merlot and cheese at night, I would not want to deliver that.
Like right after bingo, a glass of wine and maybe some Ritz crackers.
There you go.
Let's go. Hey, good morning. It's the Playhouse with Kat and JJ. And I heard while I was on vacation, you had your annual.
I was like, I really hate being here. And they go, it would be weird if you liked to be here. But my friend, Catherine, loves to go in for her annual, loves to get it done. She likes the knowing that she did.
The reassurance that things are okay. Yeah.
She would go monthly if she could.
Now, I've never had the lady annual, but I would assume that it's kind of like when you go in to get your oil changed and they don't tell you there's a bunch of stuff wrong with your car.
Well, they can't yet. They got to, send it to the lab.
Well, on visual inspection, they couldn't tell you something.
Well,
was
yeah,
messed
they
up.
saw like bumps or anything
like,
down
that's
there.
What I'm like, so you go into your oil change and they don't try and sell you new wipers or new brakes or anything like that.
Yeah.
I would equate it to like that. That's a relief.
It's like a no news is good news, type of thing. But they'll send a My Chart everything is. I wish they could just do a thumbs up.
Yeah.
You know,
And
I don't want to read all the mumbo
when
jumbo.
right, like when my wife was going through all her cancer treatments, like when you get the My Chart before the doctor gets a chance to talk to you, like you have to be a Philadelphia lawyer to read some of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then what do? Instantly you WebMD it or you Google it if you don't exactly know what the terminology is. And that leads you down a crazy rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're like, oh, my gears are falling out.
She just kept saying, relax your legs, relax your legs. And my legs were like shaking and so stiff. She goes, just relax the legs. I'm like, I hate being here. Just hurry.
How many of those do you think she sees in a regular day?
Those, are you trying to say Virginia?
No, I was just saying those.
I would assume.
I mean, do you think it's just a day of exams?
A dozen?
And then some other days are all like just office visits and stuff like that? Or do you think they sprinkle them in here and there for traction?
Yeah, I think to stay up on her skills, she's got to see at least 2 or 3 a day.
Oh, I was thinking like 15.
Oh, it's a small town clinic, so maybe not. I would say if you go to like the plaza, all the time you see them, you know, maybe 20 Burges a day.
Okay, we're good here.
But all good in the hood.
Best way to... Best...
Okay, so these people are like me. When we went to New York, what was it, a couple of Octobers ago, it was my mission to wake up one day and hoof it somewhere to get
Authentic New York bagels.
New York bagels, lox and bagels and cream cheese with the capers and the smoked salmon. And I got it. I found they always are the official, bagel person or like the first ever pizza guy. But I get what this woman is saying.
I'm from New York. We live in Florida. If you know, you know. The bagels at this place are actually like a New York bagel. 45 minutes to get here. And then 45 minutes back. He's in there right now picking them up. I can't stand this man. I love him.
So, like she said, we cannot find bagels like the ones in New York. So we have to travel far and wide to get them. And I remember having chicken wings at this like beach stop in Maui on my honeymoon. And I have never had chicken wings like that again. They were so delicious. The seasoning, the breading was light. The meat was tender. It was incredible. And I don't know if I'll ever come across it again.
My parents, we never did like a big family vacation to Mexico or anything like that. But almost every summer, my parents would rent a cabin in Brainerd. And I don't know, I couldn't name the cabin or the resort right now for the life of me. But they had a little bar there, like a little shack. You could get bait. You could get a 6-pack of beer. You could get that kind of stuff.
Did they have the barrel of eggs and water?
No, as a little kid. But they had beer-soaked brats.
Ooh,
all right?
Okay.
And I'm talking like the steamed bun. And you just walk over there, and for $1, you could get a brat. And some of my favorite memories are, middle of the day, you come back in from fishing in the morning. Yeah. My dad just, grabbing me by the hand. He's like, we got to go get brats. And we'd walk, and it was, 75 yards away, right? And he'd walk to this little shack, and we'd come back with like 5 or 6 brats, and you just put them on the table. And as a kid, you really only like hot dogs, right? And your palate hasn't expanded. But I remember just sitting there with that, and it was always too hot to eat right away. You had to sit there and kind of look it down, right? You had to kind of stare it down to get a little cooler. But as a little kid, it was just that beer brat. And maybe it was something in my head that I was like, ooh, I'm getting beer as a 6-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was it. And I swear if I ever found that place again, I'd just buy it.
Yeah, the whole place?
No, I'd buy the place
Okay.
and keep the secret to myself and then start a food truck.
Yeah, there are a lot of places that you could go. And then, if they're like a mom and pop and they only make it there, it's not a chain or anything like that. Odds of you enjoying it again are slim to nil unless you go back.
Nana Helen had the recipe and she passed it down.
Yep.
And now everybody loves it. So the question we have for you this morning is, where's the one spot that you would travel a long, long ways for that one food item?
Yeah, you've never had food like that again. I know that before they brought Giordano's, whatever, to this state.
My wife and I had some sent back from Chicago.
Yeah, I know.
Dry ice.
I remember you came back one time and you were like, listen, there's a place. Next time you go to Chicago.
I felt like it was our
discovered
secret.
it or something.
Good morning, it's Kat and JJ.
So I want the fake nurse stories, like your kids go to the nurse and they don't need it, but you pick them up and then they smile because they know they're going to McDonald's. That when I heard this audio, that's where my head went. This is Giants running back Cam Scatterbo, and he was being interviewed on this podcast and talking about here. Just listen.
You think CTE is a real thing?
No, it's an excuse.
I think asthma's an excuse too.
Yeah.
Jesus. I mean,
was there more to this?
You wanted to hear the whole thing?
Yeah.
Hold on. You got to hear the whole thing then. Okay, hold on. Let me get it.
You think CTE is a real thing?
No, it's an excuse.
I think asthma's an excuse too.
Yes, asthma's fake.
Is there anything worse than when you're in 4th grade and someone's huffing and puffing, you're just soft?
Yeah, just literally
Be better.
breathe the air.
These meat eaters.
I think they were just joking,
Such
obviously.
Neanderthals.
But he has since apologized. But when he talked about how when you're in 4th grade and you're like, we had a kid that would like always do that. And then at our 20-year reunion, when we got together at Billy's Bar and
He
Grill,
admitted.
he was like, yeah, I never had asthma. We were like, you were known as the kid that like we had to look out for
This
because
kid
like
was playing the long game.
he just liked to go lay down. You know, they'd close the curtain and he'd just lay down. I'm like, that is quite a ruse, sir. Like, you kept that up for many, many
He
years.
ran that for 30 years.
I went to elementary, middle school, and high school with this kid. And he would do that stuff. And then it reminded me of Liam when he went to it was an intermediate school. So he was in like 4th grade. Went to the nurse and he's just like, oh, like, I'm just not feeling well. I think I have a fever. I'm nauseous. And she calls me. And it's, of course, it's always the busiest day at work when they call you and they're like, hi, it's the school nurse. And I go and get him. And he gets in my back seat and I look at my rearview mirror and he's just cheesing. He's just so happy. He's out of school. He's like, so we should go to McDonald's then. And I'm like, you faked this whole thing. He's like, we just need a day.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
It was. But like in my middle school, the nurse, I don't think you can be a really nice nurse or else kids want to spend all the time with you. We had the sweetest woman. She was so sweet. She'd rub our backs, you know, and she'd give kids attention that they didn't get at home. I mean, she was just the most beautiful human. And people would always go there just to lay down, just to chat with her. And she was good with it.
It's really different how that vibe is because I remember like in school, if kids got sent to the nurse, especially if it was another one of the boys,
Yeah.
you were looked at as so soft.
Really?
You had to gut
Suck
it
it
out.
up?
We had kids bleeding on the playground that wouldn't go in because they didn't want to get clowned by the rest of the 4th graders because you had to go see the nurse.
Yeah. Oh my
It
God.
just wasn't a thing. I remember getting my glasses broken by a tetherball to the face, and I didn't go see the nurse. I had cut on the side of my nose. I'm like, there's no way I'm going in to see. I got 2 pieces of glasses. I can't see. I'm bleeding.
Did you
And
just hold the glasses?
I
up like
put
this
them in
all
my
day?
pocket.
Oh,
I'm
and
like,
just
oh
didn't
no,
see all
I'll just
day?
play. I kept getting the hell beat out of me by this tetherball, and I couldn't see it. And I'm like, I am not going to the nurse because I know my friends Jason and Paul are going to clown me.
Yeah.
I'll listen. This is something my mom can fix when we get home, but there's no way at lunch I'm going to see the nurse. It just wasn't going to happen.
Maybe you're not at school today. You're a school nurse. You have funny stories. Or if your child or you yourself went to the school nurse and it was a fake. I think, isn't that normal for kids to do? You're just like, I need a little
I don't
break.
know if they fake it, but it's that my tummy hurts.
Yeah.
You know,
You need
that
to lay
kind of
down for
Or
a second.
Did you poop? That's all you got to ask.
Yeah.
There should be a sign on the outside of the nurse's door that just says, did you poop? If so,
Yeah.
come on in. If not, go rifle one off and see if you feel better.
And isn't that always the
It's
case?
always the case.
Yeah.
Hey, I think Tuesday is finally going to be the day we get somebody to tell us how much is in Kat's Cash Cube. If you haven't seen it yet, now is a good time to text the word CUBE, CUBE, to 320-251-1047. We're going to guarantee you a shot to tell us how much is in the Cash Cube, and then you keep it all at 6:20 during our live show Tuesday morning. Right now, let's finish up the podcast, guys. What do you, Kat, secretly judge people on?
If I were to see a man sitting in the car on his phone and the woman is pumping the gas and maybe she has a baby on her hip or she's dealing with a kid in the back seat and all the while this man
You think he's a deadbeat?
is absolutely. I if I am with my husband, I do not pump my own gas. He will hop out immediately and pump my gas. It's just like I saw a woman the other day and I'm like, she was, I don't even know how many months pregnant. She was very pregnant, pumping the gas. He was in the front seat vaping on his phone. Just painting a picture for you.
Listen, I can agree. I don't agree with you often, but I agree with that one.
It made me so angry. I just wanted, I don't know.
I
It makes my
immediately
blood
would
boil.
think uneducated, pig of a man.
Yes.
That's just the way it's.
And I'm not man bashing just on those men. There are so many amazing men out there, but just those men, get out the damn car, tell her, sit in here, stay warm, be comfortable, my love.
I know you may love them and find them comfortable, but I'm secretly judging the hell out of you if I see Crocs. I think you're just, listen, I'm not the most educated human, and for sure not the most smartest, but I feel that a lower level of intelligence gravitates towards Crocs. I know I'm going to get hammered on this one.
And I come from a long line of Croc wearers. You know this. My mom, my dad has, camouflage ones. You can barely see his feet when he walks. My nephew has them, and then they're all the little attachments, all of his interests, Minecraft, Legos, all these attachments on it.
I have kids show up for football or baseball practice before they put their cleats on and they're wearing Crocs.
Mm-hmm.
I just go, what are you doing? Are you going to be a loser your whole life? What are you doing? Let's go.
Yeah.
You expect to go 3 for 4 by wearing those to the game? That's not going to happen.
Liam wanted to play hockey that one time. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I said no. I don't know why I couldn't say no to Crocs. All of his friends had them, so I got him some white Crocs a couple of summers ago. It was. I was like, how could you make me do this?
Hey, Paula, what do you secretly judge people on?
Hi. I secretly judge people that don't have all their teeth.
Oh, that's a good one.
I would not, because sometimes you could have a medical situation. Getting a full set of teeth is extremely expensive. It's like buying a brand new car. So
How much
I get
are
it.
dentures? I mean, are dentures that
Tens
expensive
of thousands.
too? Really?
Yes, because you have to go through the process of extracting all of them.
I know, but that's why we secretly judge people like this. We don't publicly judge people like this. You don't walk up to them and go, hey, hillbilly, where are your teeth? You know, but
you think they don't know that they look weird? You think these people don't know that the whole bottom half of their face doesn't look like it did before? Of course they do.
What do you secretly judge people on? Being the perfect human you are, I was very surprised when he answered this question so quickly. If you were to ever judge somebody, you would secretly judge them on what?
Just, I mentioned the man that sits in the car, in the passenger seat, or even in the driver's seat, and he's not the one pumping the gas. If he's with a female and she's out there pumping the gas, that drives me crazy. It's because that's never been my life. I've never been with a guy that would be like, all right, get out, go pump the gas. That's nuts to me.
I don't own Crocs, so I'm going to tell you that I judge the hell out of you if I see you wearing them in public. Listen,
that's okay.
in your house is fine. Even like you're going to the lake, you're going to go like tubing down the river, and you want to wear Crocs there. I get it. Cool. Prop. But
so it's situational for
if
you.
I see you in public doing Crocs, I'm going to secretly judge you. I'm sorry.
Doing
And then Tina said, hey dudes are even more redneck than Crocs.
Oh, I like hey dudes. I think they're still cute.
Isaac said, I will secretly judge people on body odor.
Okay.
I get that one. How about this one from 1339? I judge people that don't use deodorant, especially the ones that go to trading card conventions or any public space. You can tell who doesn't understand the concept of bathing or deodorant.
That was very specific, 1339.
I want to get to Alex over here on line 3. Alex, what are we judging people on secretly?
I secretly judge people over parenting.
Oh.
So you go into a restaurant and you got these parents, their kids are throwing stuff at people.
Yeah, we know.
Throwing forks on the floor. Yeah. You go into Walmart, these kids are throwing balls all over.
Animals.
Like animals, exactly. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
You know what? I sometimes will see kids acting out and the mom is just kind of staring straight forward. She's had it.
I was at the airport yesterday.
Someone helping her. She's had it.
This guy had a 2-year-old. And he was and this kid was screaming bloody murder, but clearly there was nothing wrong with him, right?
Yeah.
And he all of a sudden he sets him down, and then the kid starts screaming that he wanted to be picked up. And this guy had the most calm face in the world. And I was sitting next to someone else, and I said, "Hey, do you have kids?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I go, "That doesn't even bother you anymore, does it?" She goes, "Nope, because it's not mine, and I don't have to deal with it. He'll walk away, and it'll all be over."
That is exactly how I look at it. If a kid is throwing a tantrum at Target, I just, we've all been there. But it's the people that have nothing behind the eyes and they're just staring straight. That they've gone through it all day. They're numb.
They're dead to it. We're secretly judging people on what, Haley?
So when you're in a parking lot and there's a car in front of you and they're holding a conversation with a car coming from the opposite direction.
Right, and they have zero idea that you're behind them. And
but
then
that's like the same as in the grocery store, right? Where you're both you know somebody and then you just both stop in the
And then
middle
you're
of the
the
aisle.
jackass for honking at him, right? I'm going. I got time for one more here real quick. Tony, what are we secretly judging everybody on?
People that wear shorts in the winter. What are you trying to prove? That you're a tough guy?
Some kind of tough guy?
Yeah. Well, in this region, it's always like a really big guy. And they're like, I'm always hot. I'm going to wear shorts.
Did you hear the big news?
What is the big news? What's the headline? What's the 411?
Okay, what's my favorite style of music?
Yacht rock.
Did you hear who is going to be doing a full yacht rock cover album?
I did hear that.
Keith Urban is going to be doing a yacht rock album.
First time I've ever done an album of covers, but there is one original on the record. It's a thematic record, yacht rock. She's in love with old Sam, taking from the fire to the frying pan, on and on. He just keeps on trying, and it smiles when it feels like crying, on and on, on and on.
So he's going to take the greatest yacht rock classics of all time and do a full album of covers.
It's not going to be raw like that, is it? Like
Yes.
He's going to do, I don't like that. I want like fully produced.
No. It's like him acoustically doing yacht rock covers.
I don't like the raw and real. Give me fully produced.
That's what yacht rock is. It was so mellow and chill.
But I'm saying raw, like you're just on a stage with a microphone.
You're talking acoustic.
I'm
sure it'll be
studio
more well
produced.
produced than what you heard there because they're going to make an album out of it. But genius.
Yeah.
I love that so much. And I'm not going to buy
happy
it,
that you're
but I'm
happy.
going to make the record label send us copies. And when we get them, we'll blast them out to you guys. Where do you take your little kids to burn off energy? For Liam, it was the Jesus Park.
Yep, I'd let him just do what you gotta do for an hour, and then I knew then we'd go home and have a quieter evening, so that always worked out.
So I'm talking to, as we're on vacation, one of the dads, and his son will graduate with my son this spring. And I don't know how it got to this point in the conversation, but he's like, "Oh, he used to go to Home Depot all the time." And I'm like, wait,
no way.
Wait, so this was the thing. Kids would get up about between 6 and 7. His kids were early risers. Their Home Depot opened at 6. He would take the kids, the two little kids, I think one was 3 and one was 4 maybe, and take them to Home Depot and let them just run around because there's nobody there shopping at the time. But he said
dangerous.
His son loved the washers and dryers. That was his area. He was 3 years old, and they would walk right back to the washers and dryers. And then him and his brother would climb in the cabinets and play a little hide and go seek. He's like, we would just let them run around, and the Home Depot people knew us. We weren't wrecking anything.
Yeah.
And if we saw a guy, with a bunch of lumber, we'd stay away from him. But that was their spot to run off energy.
That's cute. That's very unconventional. I'd be so worried, like the nail aisle and.
They're all in boxes. I know you don't go to Home Depot often.
No,
but they
there
put
are screws and stuff like that in those little cubbies. That you have to
they're going
pick
to grab
out.
a handful of those and swallow them. But the question is, where did you bring your little kid to run off energy? And my wife and I, she was always working, so it seemed like our daycare people really knew where it was. But like if it was like afternoon energy, that was always me.
Yeah.
It was fetch with the kids, catch with the kids, ride bike, go rollerblading, that kind of stuff. So I never really took them somewhere, but the Jesus Park is interesting. And then when I heard the Home Depot thing, I was like, my God, do you remember the time we called Home Depot and really set them off?
Home Depot Security, this is Jeff.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, is this Home Depot?
Yes, this is.
Yeah, you know those sheds you guys got outside?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm locked in one of them.
You're what?
I was looking at one last night. They locked the door behind me.
You're in one of the sheds.
The ones that you guys got out front. I'm in one of the green ones.
Are you okay?
Yeah, but they put a lock on it. Dude, can you come let me out?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me switch phones here. Oh, hello?
Yeah.
You're out in one of the sheds outside?
Yeah, it's one of the green ones. It's friggin' freezing out here. Would you please hurry?
I'm running. I'm so I can't. Okay. How did you get?
I was looking at one and they shut the door and locked it.
I'm coming out right now. I just got out the doors.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I see the sheds. Okay, I'm coming. Well, which one are you in?
It's the green one.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna pound on this one. Tell me if you can hear this.
No, I'm down at the other end. I can barely hear that.
You're the other end? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm running down there. Which is it? The light green one or the dark green?
It's all silver on the inside, man. I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna check on both.
I'm right next door to that one.
The doubled one. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it.
Dude, that's the one. It's this one right there.
You're in this one?
Yeah, that one right there. I can hear you right outside.
Okay. There's not even a lock on this one, man.
Huh?
Dude, there's not even a lock on this one. You're not in here.
Just wait, is this Menards?
No, this is Home Depot.
Oh, sorry, wrong number.
Dumbass.
What up? It's Cat and JJ.
Is there someone, and we have the capability of you sending a photo, if you always get mistaken for, like, or you look like that celebrity. Who is that one celebrity you look like?
It happened to be in Mexico. I'm sitting there on a lawn chair. The guy goes, Pawn Stars. And I go, God, it's not like the guy's a gargoyle, right? But everybody says I look like Rick from Pawn Stars.
Not with the mustache so much. If you got rid of your mustache, then I can see why it happens often.
And this guy was convinced I was him. You know what I mean? He was picking up towels from the night before, and he thought, I'm Rick from Pawn Stars. And I probably should have leaned into it.
You know how many people he probably told, too, at like happy hour?
Rick from Pawn Stars.
He's here. He's on campus. But this Florida guy, he's like, I got to set the record straight. He calls himself Palm Beach Pete.
I had my phone down for about 4 hours, and I didn't know my phone was blowing up with all these comments from that video. So I got a lot of traction. It's pretty crazy. Thanks.
So you're not Jeffrey Epstein?
I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm Palm Beach Pete.
Does he look like Epstein?
Slightly, but like it was one of those grainy photos that someone took of him on the beach, and then they posted, he's still alive. The mystery continues, and he's like,
people love a good conspiracy.
Palm Beach Pete all the way. But who do you look like? I'd love to have you either text in a picture or call us and say, I'm always getting mistaken for this person, or people always say, you look just like this celebrity or someone in your town.
Do you remember, this was early when we first started the show, Kat and I were doing, I don't know, I'm trying to remember if it was a remote broadcast at a car dealership or where we were, but the guy walked in and he's like, oh my God, George Burns. And he thought you looked just like George Burns. And
I thought
was
you were
like,
going to do your Rosie joke.
Oh,
I was ready to deliver one of these.
Nothing will, I do remember when that happened. Kat.
It never happened, you freaking liar. No one has ever said, you look just like Rosie O'Donnell.
You could be her sister and she would love you till the day you die. But if you say she looks like Rosie O'Donnell, she'll flip on you like nobody's business.
Done with you.
Bingo! How fun!
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo.
Bingo! Bingo what bingo?
Bingo!
Bingo! All right, so Kat's basically on the hunt this morning for anyone listening who
has not paid their taxes in a while, or maybe you went through a moment in your life where like 3 or 4 years went by and you didn't pay your taxes. This woman is like a lot of people upset at the government and protesting not paying their federal taxes.
I'm not paying my federal income tax this year. I am an attorney. This is obviously not legal advice. And so I filed my taxes after I got all of my 1099s and my W-9 from my original employer. And I owed about $8,800 in federal income tax and about $3,000 in state income tax to Illinois. Musician Joan Baez used to withhold 60% of the taxes that she owed the government at the end of every year as a form of protest over the 60% of the budget that went to the military industrial complex. So this is not new, but me not paying federal income tax is new.
we cannot unrecommend her thoughts enough. You got to pay your taxes.
Right. She said that. She's like, this is how I'm going to do it. You do it your own way.
I'm on the hunt this morning for anyone listening who says something strange hit their home. There was a woman who heard a boom. She sent her grandkid into the living room. He looked up. There's a hole in the ceiling, and a meteorite had been bouncing around in her living room like a rubber ball and landed right in front of the TV.
That's crazy.
I mean, you got enough to worry about every single day, much less a meteorite coming in. And basically, we're looking for anyone to fit that. And Heidi called first. And we're going to call her Heidi. It's not her name because you've been avoiding taxes for how long now?
Probably about 3-4 years.
So what's the reasoning? April comes around. You're like, I don't need to meet that deadline. Why are you not wanting to pay your taxes?
Well, this is kind of embarrassing, but the reason I've avoided it for all sorts of years, and it's kind of like it's a source of stress for me, is that I owe, for student loans. So, it's just been something I've avoided for years.
So it's such a big backlog of money that you owe that you're just you just keep punting and hoping one day that you'll scratch off the winner and be able to pay them all back.
Do you get taxed on loans that you haven't paid? What am I missing?
Yes, yeah, you do. If you get to a certain point with the loans or whatever, that they can take all your tax money or whatever.
Wow.
And, I mean, do you see an end to this, or are you just I'm just treading water, hoping they forget about me?
That's kind of basically it, but it's something that's like I said, a source of stress.
Yeah, I can understand.
That I think about every day. Yeah,
I feel for you.
Oh.
You probably at times feel like you're drowning, huh? And then the government's like, we don't care if you're drowning. Let's pile it on.
They would. Yeah, they would never sympathize for the situation.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, are you in fear that they're going to kick down your door or show up at your job?
I mean, it crosses my mind sometimes. Yeah.
And you're just going along, having a great day, not even thinking about it at this point, and we bring it up on the air, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, my God.
Yeah, it just really stuck with me, so.
Well, I'm sorry. I hope you get away with it. I mean, I'm not endorsing it, but I hope you get away with it.
Yeah.